Landing and taking off at an airport or a heliport requires you to know the weather. Pilots get the weather by tuning their radios into the ATIS or AWOS, which stands for Automated Weather Observation System. These systems are ridiculously expensive to deploy, north of $100,000 US. I wanted to change that for my local airport, so I created my own AWOS, one built on parts you can order off Amazon and build yourself. This is what an AWOS looks like. Let's listen to what it sounds like at George Bush International Airport.
Houston Intercontinental Airport ATIS Information Tango 2353 Zulu. Wind 170 at Niner. Visibility 10. Ceiling 25,000 broken. Temperature 25, 2.19er. Altimeter 2986. Arrival expect
Houston International has a very long ATIS. I only played the relevant parts. Now let's listen to the ATIS that we made.
RWJ Airpark unofficial weather 0421 Zulu, wind 178 at 13 knots, altimeter 29.92, temperature 20, dew point 19.
The weather station, of course, is the most important component. I suggest you use the Davis 6152 or 6252 weather station. We support other white box weather stations like the EcoWit, etc. They're under a number of brands, but the sensors are not as accurate as the Davis. The Davis is a professional grade weather system that is fairly low cost. It's really not much more expensive, and it is NIST certified, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, which really builds up your confidence in the weather station itself. For the radio, you're going to want to use a Yaesu 550. You can use the 250 or any aviation radio that you have. However, the Yaesu is the most reliable aviation handheld that I know of. It supports an internal antenna, which gives you a range of about 5 nautical miles for the weather if you put it at the right point, and about 60 nautical miles up to about 25,000 feet on an external antenna, which is what I use on top of my building. We'll use a generic Raspberry Pi to do all the processing. We'll use it to grab the information for the weather station. Would that be over serial port, USB, or internet? Depends on the weather station and how you've got it configured. And we'll do all the processing, converting that weather information into a media file, a WAV file, in which we can transmit over the radio. We'll use an Arduino to do the click detection. You can do it set up for 3 clicks, 5 clicks, 7 clicks. People have it doing lots of different things all over the world. And lastly, we'll use a relay. And that relay will be to activate the push to talk to button on the radio. All right, let's walk you through the software. We're going to log into the Raspberry Pi and log into our weather station. You can see here we have a bunch of debug logs that you can see to figure out how many times people request the weather, if there's any problems, anything of that nature. If we go into Arduino Click, this is the Arduino file that you're going to be loading right here. And all it does is it does the click detection. And you can see here it has delays, for example, a 30-second delay between playback so that someone doesn't just dial service attack your weather station. That wouldn't be good. And it has more delays. It'll keep delaying and delaying if it happens quite often. And you can see here that it's looking for different clicks and different times, and then you can change it right here, the click count. And you can add your own. There are some people that have 3 clicks for one thing, 5 clicks to turn on a light, 7 clicks to open up a gate. People have modified this all the way around. Now, the main script is the weather loop .shell. Let me get that one right here. And what that does is the first script grabs the weather. So if you're using a Davis weather system, this will work for you perfectly. It'll grab the WeatherLink Live library, use that. If you use an EcoWit, you would place it with the EcoWit weather script, and any white box of that nature, you have your API, and it'll grab that file for you and all the information. And it grabs them in a very specific format. And so you can see at the bottom, it's wind direction, wind speed, altimeter, outside temperature, and dew point. If you look at our weather loop here, you'll see that we grab the weather, then we convert it. This is what the convert looks like. It just matches the numbers that came back to WAV files. So if we look at it, the output of weather.py is these series of numbers, and then, of course, converts those numbers into a WAV file. And this is what the WAV file generation looks like. You can see it's made for each time we get the weather. If you want to record new media, maybe you don't like my wife's voice, then you can just change it right here. You can change your intro for your airport if you want to and leave the rest, or do what you want. You can add new sayings like airport closed at 12 p.m. or whatever you want to do. So there you go. There is a bunch of shell scripts that you can play with that modify different things that people have extended it. But that's the basic walkthrough of it. You would record your media for your airport. You would set whether you use a Davis link, and you'd have to put your account in there, or the EcoWit, your account. And that's about it. Nothing more than that. Here's what the system looks like all wired up. You can see the radio on the right with a pigtail breakout cable to the relay, to the breadboard, the Raspberry Pi. The Arduino is powered off the Raspberry Pi, so it's just one power cable in, and your audio cables. It's a pretty scrappy project. You can get access to the GitHub and the docs via the website, myawos.com. Check out this one. This is Johann, the gyrocopter from Germany. This is his version of it. You can check out his website at myawos.de. And he's done a beautiful job of making it nice and clean and beautiful. It's very German. I like it. I wish mine looked that way. Anyway, go join the project, change it, do whatever you want to it. I'll ask that you contribute back. Thanks.